Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for GLCC Semifinals here with my monotype dragon team, and we are going up against Greydientz, or Grey, and they have a monotype ground team known as the New Jersey Necks, and they have a fire logo, which should be on screen right about now, with the Raging Bolt, as that guy is funny as fuck. And so as soon as they posted that into the team info, I knew immediately that this guy was going to be a ton of fun to play with. So I am looking forward to playing him for this semifinal game here. I am a little bit scared of some of the members of his team, which you should be able to see on the right. We have a Garchomp, probably the most worrying Pokemon in this matchup for me. I can see Scarf, I can see Scale Shot Swords Dance, I can see a Tank Chomp, to be honest, too. I don't think that one's quite as likely, but there's a lot of different sets that could come, and obviously they all hit my team for super duper hard. The Dragon Ground combo goes crazy, and so we do have some means to take care of it, of course, but I'm definitely very scared about that. Another Pokemon that I am scared of is, of course, going to be Blood Moon Ursaluna. Blood Moon does a number into my team, and then it also, of course, gets Earth Power, and it even gets priority in Vacuum Wave, so there's no real easy way for me to go ahead and beat it, which is unfortunate, but we do also have some countermeasures to go with that. And then another Pokemon I want to shout out here on the side of Grey is going to be Excadrill. There is a very high likelihood in my mind that he brings Sand Offense with the Hippowdon and goes ahead and just slaps a Choice Band on that thing and starts clicking buttons, because it's pretty effective into my team. It 2-hit KOs pretty much everything, so yeah, I'm very scared of that. He could also be Mold Breaker, and so my Levitate Mons up here won't work, but those are primarily the things that I'm scared of. It's also important to note some of his Tera captains in Sand Slash as well as Palisand, which can Tera into the Fairy type, so have to be aware of that as well. Especially the Palisand, in my mind, it could be like Gravity Hypnosis, which is frankly not something that I've prepped for at all. I'm pretty much hard calling him out to not bring that set, but if he does bring Gravity Hypnosis, it does a number into my team, which is not great, so hopefully that doesn't come. As for what we are bringing, since there's no Dark type on Grey's team, I'm once again deciding to go with the Luster Purge Choice Specs Latios set. We also have Ice Beam and Surf, as well as Flip Turn, just to go ahead and try and pop some potential Pastro Berries and get some momentum out. Pretty standard bring. I'm pretty sure that he's probably going to be expecting a Specs Latios, but at the same time I'm not too sure what he can really do about it, because like it just does so much damage, especially with Luster Purge. Like I don't even have to click the super effective move and it's still like a clean 2-hit KO, especially if I get the drop. So yeah, not even like Assault Vest Pokemon will necessarily stand a chance against this. So very excited to go ahead and have Latios, excuse me. Tongue is still tied from that game against Lost Lotto last week. Excited to have Latios put in some work this week, because it's been sort of slacking in both the leagues that I have it in. So hopefully it gets some kills here up against Grey. That's definitely going to be its job. Next up, we have our first Excadrill check. We have Rocky Helmet Flygon here. I'm a little bit like concerned he could just be like Mold Breaker and start clicking Earthquake into me, which would not be so great, because obviously that doesn't exactly chip it down with a Rocky Helmet since Earthquake isn't contact. But if he's not Sand Rush, I'm gonna take that as a W. And so this is specifically a check to like Sand Rush Earthquake with just like spamming mono, like Iron Head, and I think it gets Throat Chop as well. It might get Knockoff too. So it's probably just gonna be clicking a bunch of moves like that, and then Earthquake into everything that doesn't levitate. So if it is Sand Rush, then this set should check it pretty well. If it's not Sand Rush, we may have some trouble, but that'll be good information to tell on team preview, and then we can also use the the calcs to see if he's choice banded or not, so I'm not too worried about that. And if he is choice banded, he would want to click like Ironhead into us, in which case we'll just go into our Caledon, who, spoiler alert, is down there. So yeah, that's the idea behind this Rocky Helmet Flygon here. We have Endure just to get a little bit more chip if we want. We won't die to Sandstorm chip since we're a ground type, so we can afford to Endure. And then Stealth Rock and U-Turn just for some utility, and Earthquake for some damage. Fairly standard moves outside of Endure and the Rocky Helmet there. And then next up we have a Miracle Seed Appleton here with Tera Bug, just in case we need to remove our Dragon type if if Garchomp comes in and is outraging. We're actually calced to live, I believe, and outrage from Garchomp when we're not a Dragon type anymore. So that's the idea there. And then we also do have Leaf Storm and Apple Acid, which should pretty much 2-hit KO everything on his team. Apple Acid should 2-hit KO most of it just by itself. And then if we need a heavy hit on something, then we can go ahead and Leaf Storm. We do also have Grassy Terrain. Grassy Terrain is pretty important here, as it's going to be one of our ways that we weaken Gray's damage output, as Grassy Terrain, I believe it halves the damage that Earthquake does. So maybe he reads into that and he goes ahead and runs high horsepower, any other ground type move. And this isn't going to stop any of the special threats, so the Ursaluna Blood Moon that's spamming Blood Moon and Earth Power doesn't get affected by Grassy Terrain, so it is mostly for increasing my damage output, but at the same time it's also very important for decreasing the damage output of a Earthquake, Excadrill, anything like that. So fairly standard set outside of that though. Max special defense in order to best take some hits from the Blood Moon as well as the Palisand. So that's sort of the idea there. Next up we have a Shukaberry Arcalodon, Body Press, Iron Defense, just to do some big damage there. We do also have Mirror Coat. With the Shukaberry, we should be able to Mirror Coat on the Ursaluna Blood Moon as it wants to Earth Power us. So hopefully that goes well, and we'll be able to Mirror Coat it, sort of like, I guess this is sort of like a lure set, so we'll see if that works. And then we also do have Roar, just to prevent something from setting up on us. Like if the Ursaluna Blood Moon is showing no interest in attacking us, then we can just go ahead and roar it out after we reveal Mirror Coat and it fails. So we do also have some other counterplay to various special threats. I mentioned the Max Spadef, mostly Max HP Appleton up here, but this is kind of specifically to lure in the Blood Moon and go from there. So that's the idea. And then second to last, we do have a Choice Scarf Cyclizar with Ice Spinner. This is meant to revenge a Scarf or +1 speed Garchomp. Either one should get one shot if it's not like mostly invested in bulk, if I've done my calculations correctly there. So hopefully if Garchomp starts to get out of hand, we'll just be able to send this in and go ahead and click Ice Spinner, and that Pokemon will go down. We do also have Knockoff and Rapid Spin for some good utility, and then Iron Head to get rid of those pesky Fairy type, Tera type Mons. So we'll see. Hopefully this guy works. I'm not expecting it to get too many kills or see too much action on the battlefield, but given that we could outspeed pretty much everything with the Choice Scarf, even at +1, and then given that Gray's team is so excellent at setting up hazards, I figured that we would want to bring Cyclizar along just to sort of help out with those things. And then lastly, we have Ash the Roaring Moon, just with the black glasses to get some more damage out of the thing. We are 252 attack adamant, so this should be hurting like a truck. We do also have Knockoff and Iron Head, just for the same reasons that they're always there, as well as Brick Break to hit the Ursaluna and the Excadrill. And then we do have Dragon Dance. I'm not too sure if this is going to be a late game sort of winning set. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to use it as a breaker if everything goes according to plan, and then sort of have Latios as my win condition. And yeah, just go ahead and whittle down some Mons with this and get everything in range of Ice Beam, Surf, and Luster Purge above. So that's kind of the game plan here. Since Gray's team overall is pretty slow, minus of course if Garchomp gets boosted or if Excadrill is in sand. I was able to run a lot of like adamant natures and things like that. So yeah, the choice specs, I could afford to go specs here instead of Scarf. So hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of a little bit of a slower team, but only time will tell. I'm not too sure how this matchup is gonna go. I wasn't exactly thrilled to build for it since 4 out of my 9 dragon types happen to also be weak to ground, but we do have, of course, our 2 levitators, and then our resist here in Appleton. Even after we Tera, Bug does still resist, so I definitely do have the tools I need in order to win this matchup. We'll see how it goes, though, in the battle, so I'll see you guys then. Okay, here we are. I am ready, Gray is ready. Let's get this show on the road. We see the Sand Slash. We don't see the Palisand, which is great. We also see Torterra, which I wasn't expecting. Piloswine I could see coming. It's going to be Ice Shard, most definitely. So that's going to be a little bit bad. But hopefully we will be able to go around this. We also don't see the Hippowdon. So there's going to be no sand offense, and we don't see the Garchomp either. This is not at all what I was expecting from Gray. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. We do see the Blood Moon, so hopefully our lure set is going to pop off. And then yeah, other than that, I don't really see I don't really see exactly what's gonna be stopping my Latios if there's no like Scarf Chomp or something like that. Obviously it could be other Scarfers, and Excadrill probably has knockoff. So I will have to watch out for that. But all things considered, very unorthodox team from Gray, and I'm excited to play against it here. So let's figure out what we're gonna lead. Let's figure this out. I could just, I mean, I feel like he's gonna lead Gliscor, right? Almost certainly he leads Gliscor here. Do I want to just click Ice Beam into that? Let's see. So I think it should kill. But I also don't want to get knocked off and then lose my specs. But there's no way specs doesn't kill unless it's Yachi. Yeah, I think that I'm just gonna do that. Oh, and Gray's going to the restroom. Dang, alright, well, I will catch you guys in a little bit once Gray comes back. Okay, Gray has returned. We see a Torterra lead, and I'm pretty tempted to just Ice Beam it. This should kill through Yachi unless it's defensively invested, in which case it's probably going to click Shell Smash, and then I'll make a switch accordingly. But I do feel pretty safe about just clicking Ice Beam here. Just gonna check its moveset though and make sure that there's nothing wacky that I'm missing here. Oh, it gets Crunch. Okay, this is good to know. Does Crunch kill me? Crunch might kill me. Let's see here. No, Crunch should never kill me. Yeah, Crunch should never kill me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and raw Ice Beam here. Focus Sash, okay. And we do see the Shell Smash, excuse me. So that's a little bit unfortunate here. Well, then at this point, Crunch would definitely kill me. And this Pokemon should probably be physical. And so I think that what I'm going to do is... should I go into Jackal now and just try and Rocky Helmet this guy? Dude, there's no way Backboard said I sell switches and then hopped on an alt called I sell switches. What is this guy? I kind of wish I brought like an emergency quick attack now, because I'm not sure if I actually outspeed this now. I think I do. I'd have to do the math. Yeah, I definitely should outspeed this. So what I think I'm gonna do then is I'm just gonna go Jackal. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just go here. Outrage. Okay, so that's gonna kill me, but we do also Rocky Helmet, so we trade 1 for 1 there. It's a little bit unfortunate now that I won't have a great way of finding out the Excadrill set, but since there's no sand anyways, I'm guessing it's just gonna be like regular ass banded. I think that's probably what's going on. And then what do I want to do now? Do I just go back into Lottie? I think I do. I think I do just go back into Lottie, because, like, what's he gonna do? If he goes into Piloswine, then I wonder if Shard 2-hit KOs me. Alright, here's the drill. Here is the drill. Oh, let's see. He should never click Earthquake here. He should always click a move. So I think that it is okay for me to go into Arch here. It does suck to have to spend my set. I could also maybe go Moon. Let's just see. Does this thing get knockoff? I don't even remember, to be honest. No, it doesn't. Okay, does this thing get dark moves at all? We see Fling and we see Throat Chop. Okay, so it does get dark moves. This could be Scarf, Throat Chop, in which case does it kill me? Yes, it would. If it is, it would kill if it's banned, and I never kill this thing unless I Surf, so it could be Pasho Berry. I think my play here is to... I think my play here should always be to flip turn and then maybe go either Ash or Rook, and we'll see here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. We flip turn, we critical hit. Okay, yeah, good. We broke the Pasho. Nice. That was huge for us. I am just going to go ahead and knock. Okay, we see the Sand Slash. That does a lot. Assault Vest is gone. Okay, cool. And then now I think I always Iron Head on the Tera Fairy. Yep, got the play right. Cool. So that's great. And now Gliscor's in here. I'm going to try and knock off its potential Toxic Orb here. Loaded dice. Okay, so Scale Shot comes out. This should take me out unless I get lucky here. Only 2. Nice. But it is now faster than me. So what do I want to do here? I could go into Archaludon and get tons and tons of defense boosts here. I could also just sack this thing. I kind of want to keep this alive just in case though, right? I mean... Yeah, I kind of want to keep this... I just realized my Archaludon doesn't underspeed the Ursaluna, so how am I gonna mirror code it? Oh, so this set's worthless then. I should always go here. EQ, that's fine. We're gonna Shuka and do that. Alright. Then let's just go ahead and I'm just gonna Iron Defense. Get some damage going here. Alright, great. And now let's just go ahead and Raw Body Press this. That does a ton of damage. Holy crap. We should die here, but that did its job. Oh my goodness. That did a crap ton of damage. Let's just go here, and Flip Turn should always be my play. Gliscor comes back out. That's alright. And then in my mind, I can always go here. And I can always knock. That should kill. Great. Piloswine's here now. It's going to shard me. Like, there's no way it doesn't shard me. Do I ever want to keep this alive again? That's the question. Do I ever want to keep this alive again? Is it worth going out into Thunderbird, maybe? Do I need Roaring Moon to win here? I don't think I do, now that I've popped the Pasho Berry. I for real don't think I do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and what's my strongest move here? It should be Knock if I had to guess, just because of the black glasses. Yeah, but he should always shard here. And yeah, that's going ahead and take me out there. That's all right. And then I just go Latios and I start clicking Surf. Do I not? Oh, okay. So shard should never 2-hit KO me, but it also does live one. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to go into Thunderbird here. Thunderbird should do the job just fine. I'm going to Apple Acid here. Yeah, I always Apple Acid here. He's gonna Ancient Power. Don't get the, okay. He did not get the boost. That's good. I guess predicting my Tera bug, but I don't think there was a reason really for me to, because I have Thick Fat. Shard doesn't necessarily do enough to me anyways. That was my thought process there. I was worried about like potential Icicle Crash, and then that would do like 80. But if that happens, then I just Apple Acid, and now I have the damage I need anyways, so I think I'm actually okay here. I'm just gonna click Apple Acid again. Do I need a Tera? I don't think I do. Alright, and that's going to kill this next turn as well. Let's just go ahead and continue to Apple Acid, and I think that should be game if I'm not delusional here. Let's see, what do you want to do? You want to just like raw Blood Moon me, right? Right, I think that's the only way out of this. And then Latios just cleans from there, so this should be Wraps, if I had to guess. Yep, here's the Blood Moon, and I live. Wow. Okay, Appleton, I see you. I see you, Appleton. So Appleton is now going to go down here to an Ice Shard. But I think that one last Surf, and we should have this. Ice Shard doesn't crit. Surf takes it out, and that's going to be GG's to Grey. Very well fought from him. And we advance to the finals, where our opponent, as much as I hate to say it, is going to once again be Sir Blue with the monotype ice team. So we went through 2 neutral matchups here in the playoff bracket, and we're ending it off at a disadvantage. So we'll think about that later. For now, I'm just going to be thankful that I was victorious here. GG's to Grey. And that's gonna do it from me for now. We'll probably talk a little bit after the battle, and then I will break it down for you guys in the next section. Alright, and we picked up the W, so that went very, very well. Pretty much everything went according to plan, except for the fact that Grey didn't necessarily bring the mons that I was expecting. But we did have a very, very interesting lead, Focus Sash, Cell Smash, Torterra that probably could have just swept my team had I not brought the Scarf Cyclizar or the Rocky Helmet Flygon. And then we did also see Gliscor in place of Garchomp doing all of the Scale Shot, Swords Dancing type stuff. So very, very interesting brings on his part. He definitely cooked a good team into mine. And commiserations go out to Grey as well, because he played very, very well this season to make playoffs and make it all the way to semifinals. So congratulations, and we'll hope to see you back for Season 2, which is around the corner if you aren't aware. Anyways though, sort of get into what happened here. Let's go ahead and play this with the sound off. And we see immediately a Latios lead into this Sash Torterra, which I was quite scared of, and I knew it was going to smash as soon as I saw that it was Sash, and so I decided to go out into Flygon here, predicting like a Crunch, or I guess in this case it would be Outrage. I didn't really look too deeply at its moveset, but it was very in my favor to trade 1-for-1 here when this is such a like setup Torterra and everything like that. And even if I wasn't Rocky Helmet, then I would just go into my Scarf Cyclizar, and I would probably click Ice Spinner. But then again, of course, this positioning would be different if I did have the Cyclizar in, and this positioning is very, very important here because I end up flip turning and break a Pasho Berry here. And yeah, so that's going to be a very big deal later. And then I go ahead and eat an Earthquake here with Roaring Moon, knock off the incoming Sand Slash, and we're just going to go ahead and Iron Head here. This was a roll if he didn't Tera, but it was a roll in my favor, so I felt pretty good about just clicking Iron Head here. And he does end up Terraing, and it ends up paying off as I go ahead and kill it. knock off the loaded dice here, and I get very, very lucky as Scale Shot only hits twice, but yeah, as a result, then I can go ahead and preserve the Roaring Moon and just go ahead and go into Archaludon here. I was hoping for another Scale Shot, maybe he'd get greedy, but then I would just boost my defense super duper high, and I'm not too sure really what Gray would do from there. And so good play on his part to just go ahead and go out for the raw Earthquake. Definitely saved him right there, because I think that if he did Scale Shot, I would get a stamina boost, and yeah, I don't think he would have a great way to win the game past my boosted Archaludon. Anyways though, go ahead and body press the incoming Ursaluna Blood Moon, which I did not really expect to switch in hard like that, but I guess it does make sense seeing as my special defense is so low. But after Iron Defensing, which is I think a pretty strong bring into his team given how physical it is on paper, yeah, I can just go ahead and fire off a body press here, and it's actually going to live, but it does way more damage than I could have ever dreamed of on this thing. So really good work there by Arch, did exactly what I wanted. We're just gonna go ahead and flip turn out now. There is, I guess, a world where I just stayed in here and I surfed, but I think that Piloswine did live one since it was at full. And yeah, Piloswine's gonna come in now, revenge the Roaring Moon. It's now 3 versus 3. And we can go ahead and use Thunderbird here to get the damage we need on Piloswine, and now Piloswine is in range of everything from Latios, and so that effectively wraps the game up. So yay, there we go. I think that we do end up losing the Thunderbird here to the Piloswine. Yeah, as this brings us down to 2% here. We just go ahead and Apple Acid finish off the bear. So great work on Thunderbird's part for living that, but Fenrir's just going to come in now and go ahead and click the final surf and deliver us the win. So that's going to punch our ticket to finals. Very, very exciting stuff for me. Again, commiserations to Gray. He played that quite well, and he prepped. He absolutely cooked in the builder. We sent the pace as one usually does, and he was cooking. So yeah, congratulations on the season. Again, did very, very well. But now I have to face Sir Blue in finals, which I'm certainly not too excited about, given that the last time I played Blue, he absolutely annihilated me with his Ice team. I think it was like 5-0, maybe 4-0, but I'm pretty sure it was 5-0. So yeah, gonna have to think about that and hopefully not lose once again to Freddy Frostbear. So yeah. We'll see. But either way, very, very excited to play in the finals here. It only took me making my own league and and having a neutral matchup after neutral matchup in the playoff bracket. So I will say I did get pretty lucky here with the bracket. So yeah, been pretty thankful about that. Anyways though, that's gonna be it from me. I will see you guys in the next video where we take on Sir Blue for the trophy. Until then, go Seattle Slashers.